Hello and welcome back guys to the lesson 41. Today's first word is complacent. Complacent. Complacent means feeling too satisfied with yourself or your situation. For example, she was complacent about her grades and didn't study for the exam. He was complacent about his job and didn't try to get a promotion.
We are currently wealthy, fat, comfortable, and complacent. We are currently wealthy, fat, comfortable, and complacent. Complacent, indifferent, and insulated. Complacent, indifferent, and insulated.
Wasp. Wasp. A type of insect with a narrow waist and wings that can sting. For example, the wasp flew around the picnic table looking for something sweet to eat. I got stung by a wasp when I was climbing the tree.
Just wanted to put a little wasp in your head.
She was stung on the tongue by a wasp. She was stung on the tongue by a wasp.
I christen thee the flying wasp. I christen thee the flying wasp.
Rehabilitate. Rehabilitate. To help someone recover from an illness, injury, or addiction. For example, the hospital has a program to rehabilitate patients who have had a stroke. A lot of the old houses have now been rehabilitated.
It's to help you rehabilitate and cope. It's to help you rehabilitate and cope.
While we try to rehabilitate them. While we try to rehabilitate them.
Peril. Peril. Peril means to release a prisoner on the condition that they promise to behave well. For example, after serving 10 years in prison, he was granted parole and allowed to go home. He was released on parole after serving 2 years.
With your parole officer's approval, of course. With your parole officer's approval, of course.
Pat goes. He's on parole, thank God. Pat goes. He's on parole, thank God.
Vertical. Vertical. Vertical means straight up and down or at a right angle to the ground or horizon. For example, it wasn't easy to get the drunken man into a vertical position. In the cities, buildings and skyscrapers are made vertically.
Lost vertical control. We have lost vertical control.
It pulls the stern vertical and then finally detaches. It pulls the stern vertical and then finally detaches.
I mean, Parole isn't a vertical kisser. Parole isn't a vertical kisser.
Multitude. Multitude. Multitude means a large number of people or things. For example, there was a multitude of options to choose from on the menu. A multitude of people gathered at the concert.
What a multitude of drops. What a multitude of drops.
Henry Ford himself called it a car for the great multitude. Henry Ford himself called it a car for the great multitude.
Nominate. Nominate. To suggest or choose someone for a position or award. For example, the committee will nominate 3 candidates for the job. My father was nominated for Employee of the Year.
I will nominate some scapegoats. I will nominate some scapegoats.
After careful consideration, we have decided to nominate the Honorable Chan Chin-wei as the new Prime Minister of Manchukuo.
Potential. Potential. Having the ability to become something or achieve something in the future. For example, the young athlete showed great potential on the basketball court. The startup has potential to become a successful business.
But it's got potential.
It's got potential. It's view. It's got potential. It's view.
Morgue. Morgue. A place where dead bodies are kept temporarily before they are buried. For example, the coroner took the body to the morgue for further examination. The parent went to the morgue to identify the body of their son.
Wambosi went to the morgue.
We are going to the morgue. We are going to the morgue.
The woman lying dead in the morgue.
Preoccupied. Preoccupied. Thinking about something a lot, such a way that you don't pay attention to other things. For example, she was so preoccupied with her work that she didn't hear her phone alarm. He was preoccupied with his thoughts and didn't notice the time passing by.
I'm preoccupied. I'm preoccupied.
You've been so preoccupied, I'm almost ashamed to ask. You've been so preoccupied, I'm almost ashamed to ask.
Look, I am so sorry if I seem like I'm preoccupied with my relationship.
Upholstery. Upholstery. the process of covering chairs with material. For example, the upholstery on the couch was worn and needed to be replaced. The new upholstery on the chair made it look brand new.
Look at that upholstery here. Look at that upholstery here. That's the original upholstery.
Hey, watch that upholstery, it's my father's car. Hey, watch that upholstery, it's my father's car.
Indifference. Indifference. A lack of interest or concern about something. For example, his indifference to the news of the accident surprised his friends. She showed indifference towards Jack's proposal and didn't give him an answer.
Pitiless indifference. Pitiless indifference.
And almost as cruel as your indifference. And almost as cruel as your indifference.